going to make the best ever fall off the bone chicken you have had. I promise everyone will love it, but the first thing we need to do is get that chicken ready. We're going to start with our herbs. We have rosemary, we have basil, we've got some fresh garlic, we've got peppercorns, and we've got some lemon for lemon zest. So first thing we're going to do, chop everything up and get it ready to go on our chicken. So let's start with our rosemary. You want to pull all the little leaves off the stem. Depending on how much you like it, I use 3 stems. Next, we're going to add the basil. We're going to take the leaves off the stems again. Don't be afraid to use the flowers too. They have great flavor and they really add something to it. Peel all the little leaves off as much as you'd like. The more you do, the more flavor you have, the more wow you get. Oh, this smells so good. Fresh herbs, there's nothing better. I can't wait to taste this. Make sure you get everything chopped to about the same size and then move on to your next thing. Garlic's coming next. Next, we've got the 4 large cloves of garlic. Gonna be the best part of it. It smells so good. Can't wait. Funnest part of the meal too. Ready? Smash your garlic before you chop it up. It releases everything and makes it better. When you've got your garlic all chopped, you're going to give it one more little smush, just like this. What that does, releases a little bit more aroma, a little bit more flavor, a little bit more oil, and makes everything stick together better. Scrape it up, put it in with everything else. Next comes our lemon zest. 1 lemon, washed, cleaned, ready to go, and all you're going to do is scrape a little bit of it with a zester. You're just looking for that good, yummy flavor that comes off. You're going to put a little bit in there. Then we're going to cut our lemon in half, add a little bit of the juice to it, and add that all to our chicken. Now that we've got our zest in our mix, we're going to cut the lemon in half, squeeze a little bit of lemon into our mixture here, and then it's going to be ready to go on the chicken. Squeeze it upside down, that way you make sure you get no seeds in there. That smells delicious. Ready for the next step? We're going to oil our chicken and then rub everything on it and set it aside while we get everything else ready. Make sure you get the oil all over the chicken. Turn it over and get it everywhere. That's going to help all that nice little mixture we made, that fresh rub, to stick to every part of that chicken and flavor it even better. Now we're adding our fresh herb mixture. Great rub. Make sure you rub it all the way in, all over the chicken. Get it on one side, turn it over, get it in all the little nooks and crannies, and then we're going to let it sit while we get everything else ready. Okay, now our chicken has all the rub, all the oil on it, and now we have the chicken all over our hands. So now we're going to set the chicken aside and go wash our hands completely to make sure we don't transfer any bacteria where we don't want it to go. When you wash your hands, make sure you get the tops, the sides, everything. Do a really good job in between your fingers. Rinse it with warm water. And I use lots of paper towels when I'm cooking. That way, I know everything's clean and I'm not transferring anything where I don't want it to be. Now, one of our red onions is for stuffing inside the chicken for some extra flavor. Cut it into 4 pieces and then shove it right inside. Don't be afraid to get down and dirty and stick it in there. Just like this. Don't be afraid to get down and dirty and stick your hands in there. Beautiful. I know some people think it's kind of a hassle, but I always use fresh ground peppercorns. I love the extra flavor it gives. I think you can have your own texture that way. If you want it to be a little more coarse, you have it that way. If you want it fine, you pound away. And if you're frustrated about something, take it out on the peppercorns. Now we're ready to add some fresh ground peppercorn and salt to our chicken before we get the pan ready to go. Fresh sea salt, love it. Oh, smell those peppercorns. Love that peppery flavor, spicy little bit. Okay, now we're gonna take care of our pan so we can get this chicken in and get salt and pepper on the other side. Okay, now we're gonna get our pan ready to put our chicken in. First, we need to pour some oil in. Use an olive oil again, always extra virgin olive oil. Pour just enough in to cover the bottom of the pan. As soon as we do that, we're going to turn the burner on. At this point, we want it to be on high because we're going to get a nice crispy outside on that chicken, set it aside, and then get the rest of our vegetables going. This is one of my favorite pans to use. It's a Dutch oven made by Loge. It's a cast iron Dutch oven. So what happens is, it's got little rings around the top here that help the drippings from the inside stay, keep everything moist, covers it up, makes a nice tight seal, and boy, do the flavors just really come through when you use cast iron. Try it, and I'm telling you, you will never use anything else again. Looks like our oil is just about ready to get our chicken into it. So the first thing we're going to do is take the side that we put salt and pepper on. We're going to put that down in the oil first. Ooh, this smells good already and it hasn't even started cooking. Hear that little sizzle? That's exactly what you want. Now we're going to put some salt and pepper on the other side of this, but first we're going to go wash our hands again. Okay, now that our hands are washed, we're going to put salt and pepper on the other side of the chicken and get it all ready to get the vegetables in there. So a little bit of sea salt. I love sea salt, I think it's the best. Then we're going to put our fresh ground pepper in there again. We want to put a lot of seasonings in there because after we've browned both sides of this chicken, some of the seasoning is going to stay in there to help season all the vegetables that we're going to put in and cook everything together. Should take about 3 or 4 minutes on each side of the chicken to get it nice and brown. The other thing you need to do is make sure that you have something to set the chicken on for a couple minutes. Once we brown the other side, we're going to take the chicken out, put everything in, and then put the chicken back inside on top of it. That is just about perfect. A little bit brown, a little bit tan, smells delicious, looks delicious. Now we're going to let it stay on that side for 3 to 4 minutes. The key is don't touch it. Don't move it around. Don't do anything. You want it to sit there and get just more delicious every second. So what we're going to do while we wait is get the bowl that we originally put the chicken in, because I washed it already, so we can set the chicken in it once it's all browned on one side and get everything else into our pot and ready to go. Okay, I've got my bowl. Now, the bowl is one of Wow Mom's Daily Tidbits. This is practical decorating for your kitchen. If you don't have some great bowls to use, go out and get some. And what I advise you to do is get some that are beautiful that you can use as decorations. These sit on my counters, look great every day, and I use them all the time. Our chicken's just about ready. What we're gonna do now, take it out of the pan, set it into the bowl while we get all the other vegetables, because we want the vegetables to be underneath the chicken as it cooks. That smells so good. We're gonna set it aside. Add just a touch more of olive oil. Give that a good scrape. All those seasonings left over from the chicken are going to go really well with all the vegetables and make it taste even better. First thing we put in, the potatoes and the onions. They take the longest to cook, and we want that flavor to get right onto those potatoes to make them taste even better. Give those a good stir. That way they'll get a little bit of oil coated on them and they won't stick to your pan after you cook them. Remember, we always want to season as we go. We're going to put a little bit of salt on the potatoes and a little bit of pepper again. There's our sea salt. Here's the last of our ground pepper. Then on top of that, we're going to take the bell peppers we chopped up along with the green onions and add that to our mix. Give it one more stir. Now the last step, add our chicken back in and cover it. Look at that beautiful chicken. This is gonna taste so good. Okay, it's been an hour and a half. Time to check our chicken. Should be just about perfect now. Let's take a look. Ooh, it looks as good as it smells, let me tell you. All we're gonna do now is take it out of the pot, plate it up, and get it ready to put on your table for dinner. Now it's time to plate up this delicious dinner. Ooh, it just pulls right off the bone. Look at that. Delicious. Get a little bit of the breast in there too. Now let's get some of those potatoes and veggies. A little bit of the juice on your chicken just to make sure it's moist and you have something to dunk your bread in. Some delicious sourdough bread. This happens to have some roasted garlic on top. Tastes even better. And there you go. It's a great meal. Ready to have right there. Let's take a bite and see how it is. Perfect. They're gonna love this. Thanks for watching while I'm cooking. See you next time.